Hello, hello. Just wondering who is up with me. My time, I am Central Standard Time. I live in Oklahoma in the United States, and it is actually 4:21 in the morning. I've been up since 2:30 a.m. So I have been up since 2:30 a.m. I signed up for extra hours. I forgot about the dragon boat races, and it's kind of slow because I'm normally off on Fridays. So I thought I'd hop on and do a live video event and kind of share with you guys some of my easy reward systems that I use. So I'm trying to wait to get some more viewers. I see one person. It's early. I know it's early. And those of you that regularly work on, well, teach online on Fridays, you're probably preparing to jump on in your regular classes. So for me, this is my part-time hours day. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump in it because I am still on standby. I have data open in the background. So I'm going to do this really quick. All right. So you can always replay this as many times as you need. I will post this after I'm done with this live. So a few of my go-to rewards. Now I'm going to show you two of them today. Two of my go-to rewards for the upper, so for the older children and then the younger children, so that you kind of have, okay, every age group really. So with my older children, a lot of them, like those 14-year-olds, a lot of them just like conversation. They like conversation and they like card games. They love card games. So you whip out a deck of cards, just a regular deck of cards, and you can play a card game with them. I've shown this reward before, but there's two ways that I play. One way is with, I just had a student earlier today, and so I won. I show no mercy. I show no mercy. So I don't just automatically let them win. I won this game. And so it was my student that I just had, Aldrich, and then, sometimes I go by Lala. So Aldrich and Lala, and I won by 39 points. Now this game, you cannot go over whatever the target number is, and I let them choose. So I will ask them, okay, you guys, I call the game lucky numbers. So I'll say, okay, we're going to play lucky numbers. So I explain how the game is played, and I tell them, pick a number that is greater than 20. And a lot of times this is a learning opportunity to see, do they know the word greater than or less than? Many times they would say, what do you mean greater? What is greater? And so I play this game with my children aged like 8 and up. So 8 all the way up like 16. It's fun, okay? From 8 to 16, this kind of breaks it up, gives them little brain breaks in between learning, and it's easy. And so I'll tell them, pick a number that is greater than 20. Aldrich today chose the number 40. So he chose the number 40 today. And so this is what we did. I'm just going to pretend like, we're going from scratch. Because I know I have a lot of new followers. And the last time that I've done this game for you guys was so long ago. Like 2018. So I'm bringing it back so you guys can see it. Because nobody wants to really dig through old videos. So I'm going to try to, refresh a little bit with some of my games that I play with my students, okay? So this is a fun game. I do it for ages 8 and up. 8 to 16, it's really a hit. So I tell them to choose numbers. So Aldrich chose 40. And then they love, if you know how to really mix a deck of cards. Hey, Nicola. Hey, girl. If you know how to mix a deck of cards, they love to see me do this in the camera. I'm like, all right. So I might do that a couple of times, and I'll cut the deck. And I might even tell them, I was like, okay, this is what we call cutting the deck. So I'm going to cut the deck. And then I'm going to just like pull it a little bit out the middle. There we go. All right. So, and just so they know I'm not cheating, each time we draw, I'll ask them, okay, who's first? So he chose the number 40. And so he'll say, I'm first, or he'll say, you're first. I'm starting class. Okay, yes. Okay, Nicola. I'll catch you later, girl. Love you. I know a lot of you guys are probably starting class, but for those of us that don't have class, we're just sitting waiting. This might help you, give you some ideas. Okay, so then we will, I'll ask him, okay, who's first? And he said, like, say, he says, I'm first. So I'm like, okay, I have the jack. So the jack, that's 11 points. So I have 11 points. In these classes, yes. So I'll have 11 points. And then I was like, okay, and you have 7 points. And then I'll get my handy dandy dry erase marker and then I'll keep score. So then he would have 7 and I have 11, like that. Well, then we'll read, go through the lesson, blah, 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 circle, blah, read, blah, and then take another brain break. So depending on how long, how many slides the lesson is, then we might take several of these little breaks, okay? Like, it really depends. So it's not like a magic number. It also depends on if it's something that's boring, dry, repetitive. Some of the lessons are a little repetitive. You're like, because they're really built to scaffold. And so a lot of them are really repetitive because they're scaffolding. And then there's like so much review before you get to new content. So when it gets really dry, whip these cards out more often, maybe every 2 minutes, whatever time allows. And it's really quick. You just draw, do a number, get them excited about, who's going to win, or, I'm winning, and then go to the next one. So we're reading, and then okay, who's next? And say he switched it up and said, I'm first. So then give him his card, 9 for him. Up, I have 4. And then I'll make the student add. I always make the student add. So I was like, okay, you have 9. So what's 7 plus 9? And so then they do the math. And I'll say, okay, and what's 11 plus 4? Oh, we're so close. And then we'll just keep going and to see who gets to 40 first. Now, the goal is to get as close to 40 as possible, but you cannot be greater than 40. If your number is greater than 40, then you lose. So if you go over 40, then you lose. And so that's how we play it. So when we get close, say they got to, some people say, well, what do you do? How do you end the game? Say they had 37 and I had 32, which is what happened at the end of my class. Towards the end, he had 37, I had 32. So I said, okay, you have the choice to say stop. So you stop at 37, but no matter what, I tell them I have to draw. So they can choose to stop. And then they can see if I'm lucky enough to win or if I lose. Who gets the closest? And so I happen to have drawn a number 7. So that made me closer with 39 points. So I won. If I would have drawn like a 4, then he would have won because I would have been at 36. So that's how I play. Now, the bigger your number, then the longer the game can go on. And feel free, if say you fly through the game, then feel free to play it again. And the jokers, I even keep the jokers in. Jokers mean ha ha. I go ha ha 0. So like a joker, joke's on you. So the jokers stay in and the jokers are assigned 0 and the aces are 1. The aces are 1. And most of the students kind of have a gist of the game. I guess they've played similar card games and they know automatically the value of each one. Even if they've never heard of the game, they know that an ace is 1. And I'm just like, wow, okay, yeah, ace is 1. But then I tell them the joker is 0. So that's one game. This, 8 and up. Now for the younger kids with the card game, just so they can learn number value, then we still play. We will still play with the cards. And I'll say, okay, let's play lucky number. And then I'll say, okay, who's first, you or me? And then we'll do a card. And I'm like, if they say me, and I'm like, okay. Oh, whoa, this is a J for Jack. The Jack is 11 points. And I might tell them, can you write the number 11? They'll write the number 11, or I might write it. And then I say, okay, you have 11. Then I'll draw my card. Oh, what number is this? And they'll say 3. Good. 1, 2, 3. I have 3. Which number is bigger? Which number is more? So they're learning more, bigger. And then they'll say, well, if they need me to draw the little dots, you know how you draw the dots, 1, 2, we'll count them out if they need me to. And I say, oh, you win. You had more. Good job. And that's it. I don't use the whiteboard to stack points. And then the next time we play, we do lucky number. Who has the big number? Are you ready? And so that's how I alter it for the younger students that know their numbers. So students that have number sense, this could be played with them as well. So say you're traveling and you're going to be gone for a couple of days and you're looking at your schedule and you just want to travel light, take a deck of cards. Just take a deck of cards. And then you can even use it to have them count. Okay, what number is this? Have them count numbers, count how many there are, practice drawing numbers, maybe even do math. A deck of cards can go a long way. What is 2 plus, well, not 2, 4 plus 8? 4 plus 8 is, so you see how if you're traveling, because it's summertime, a lot of us are going to be traveling, and when I go on vacation, I teach while I'm on vacation. So a lot of us may be traveling and we want to pack light. Take a deck of cards with you, okay? That's one game. Now, my second one, this is my second one. This, I love to use my eggs. Now, at Easter time, that was the great time to rack up with these plastic eggs. If you missed your opportunity and you're like, oh, that's a great idea. Like, you can order them online, like Amazon. I think you can get like a pack of like a dozen or more, 24 a dozen, different sizes. But if you really, really want to get eggs, you can order them. Amazon, Oriental Trading Company, I think, if you're familiar with that, they have like goodies and different things that they sell in units. So Amazon, Oriental Trading Company, those are places that you can get eggs this time of year when they're off season. So what I do with my eggs, I put little goodies inside. And this map behind me plays a big role in these eggs. Now, this is something new that I've started. Now, some of them have, let me shake them. Some of them have like little toys and trinkets inside, like this one. So I might ask them to pick a color. What color? And they'll say orange. And I'll be like, oh, this one? And they say, yes, good. And then I'll bring it up to the camera. And I'll open it. What is that? And this one happens to be a light. Whoa. And then I might even have a little toy that I shine the light on. Whoa, look. What color is it? Yes, it's a red light. Good job. I'm not going to shine it in your eyeballs. But there's different things, different toys in there. So any type of small toys, money, I've put money in them. different denominations, coins, Lego pieces, and you can put Lego pieces in all of them, and they collect Lego pieces, and then you can put a little, you know, whatever together, build a robot or something. That's one. I've done that as well, where there might be 2 Lego pieces in each egg. The small ones, you guys, the small ones. The medium ones won't fit, but the small ones. 2 Lego pieces in each egg, and then by the time at the end of the class, we see what we created with the Lego pieces. That's easy, quick and easy. Now, some of them have, you'll see a lot of them have these little felt animals. And I'm like, oh, whoa, you have an elephant and an eagle. Now, this map right here actually came with felt animals. A lot of people ask me, where did you get your map? I got it from Target like 2 years ago. It's so old. But if you wanted to create something like it, you know, some of you like to create things. I like to just go and buy it. Cheap, 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 cheap. I'm thrifty, okay? Cheap. I think this map was like $5 with the felt animals, you know, in the Target dollar spot. That was like 2 years ago, but I think they come and go, because I've actually seen teachers that had like the same map in their background. I don't know how long ago they bought theirs. So these animals came with it, and with it also came like these fun facts about each animal. So it kind of tells me what part of the world this animal normally, you know, their normal habitat. So we all know that the bald eagle is North America. So I'm like, oh, you got an eagle and an elephant. Or I might ask them what animal this is. And I was like, the eagle lives in North America. So then we talk about North America. Now, if you have a detachable camera, hey, Sharon, if you have a detachable camera, feel free. I do this all the time. I take my camera off, and we could take a closer look. Like if you have a map behind you and you want, oh, look, whoa. I show my dogs. I show my dogs sometimes as a treat, you know. I'm like, oh, here comes my dog. They get to see it. If you have a detachable camera, you can always bring it up close and show them. They love that. Many of them have, like, you know, they're having class on their iPads, or some of them even have it on their cell phone. I'm like, yo, cell phone. But some of them, mostly like teenagers, even take class on their cell phone, and then they'll tell you they can't circle and draw or type in the chat box. They can't do anything because they're on their phone. They're limited on their phone. So if they're telling you they can't do anything, and you notice there's a lot of movement, they're on their phone. And so, you know, they get really like amazed when you're like moving the camera around and showing them things. They love it. I did a lesson on food. And I actually took them to my kitchen and we looked at food. I had like all these fruits and vegetables and peanut butter and jelly. They're like, what is peanut butter? What is jelly? And so I showed peanut butter and jelly and the bread. And one, I even showed how I made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. There's so much you can do. That's one thing that I like about Dada. I mean, every company has their flaws. Dada has some flaws, you guys, not perfect. But one thing that, you know, keeps me coming back is the fact that we have a lot of freedom in our classes. Now, they're coming out with this thing like one courseware, one class, where certain classes you need to finish up with like one courseware instead of being able to switch different courseware. They only give you like the one. And so they said they're doing training on how that works. I have not done the training, so I don't know if they mean you have to like finish the class. But if that is going to like change the freedoms that we have, trust me, you guys will be getting a video on that. Regardless, you guys are going to be getting a video on this one courseware, one class thing. So once I go through it, I'm going to hook you guys up. Don't worry. And so, yeah, you just put the elephant. Let's see, elephant. I'm sure it's going to say Africa. Yeah, Africa and India. So you would put it over it. Well, yeah, you could say Africa and India. See this, the elephant. So yeah, different things that you can do. Then we're going through, we're reading, and then I'll get another egg. Pick an egg. And then different things are in different eggs. See, this one, oh, this one's a good one. Like this one has, what is that? What? And this is like one of my kids' socks that they grew out of. I'm like, oh, it's a sock. Is this your sock? And most of the time this gets a laugh out of them. And I might get one of my stuffed friends and put the sock on them, you know, depending on the age of the kid. You got to know your audience. So there's so many different things that you can do with eggs. So I'm not going to keep you guys, because I know, you know, these videos get long. And you guys aren't as chatty as my YouTube group. But hopefully this gave you some ideas on different, you know, games that you can use in the classroom. So I showed you my cards, different ways to use that, and eggs. So every week, I'm going to make it my business to get on here and share some activities that I do, because I do so much. Okay, look, I'm not a hoarder, okay? But you see this? Do you see this? You're probably wondering, what about that question mark box? Yeah, so I have so much stuff over here, and I have a problem, okay? I have a problem, y'all. And look, okay, McDonald's has been my best friend here lately. So I use these McDonald's boxes and I throw stuff in here. Most of the stuff in here actually came from McDonald's, like Happy Meals. I'm going to show you some of the trinkets that I use in the next video. So next week, stay tuned for what I use and how I use my McDonald's boxes. I have three Happy Meal boxes that I just use, and I interchange them and I just pick stuff out. So we're going to go through how I do that next week. So stay tuned with that. And then next week I'm going to show you a little bit of puppetry, how I use puppets in the classroom to motivate the students with reading. You know, some of those little ones that get so distracted when you ask them to read and they really don't want to read and their parents aren't in the room. So I'm going to give you guys some tips with that. But thanks for chatting with me. I've been checking. I don't know why I signed up for part-time hours. Anyone else signed up for part-time hours with Dada today? You know, the Dragon Boat Festival is going on. Cambly has been a little bit slow because of Ramadan. So it's been a little slow for me today. I only had 2 students. So I thought I'd jump on here. But now I'm going to jump off. So thanks for coming here and checking in with me. I hope this has been helpful for you. So I will be sure to post this on the page so you can come back and see as many times as you need to see it. And I'm going to put this on YouTube as well. So it'll be in, you know, 2 places. So I know some people see me on YouTube more than they see me on Facebook. Some people see me on Facebook more than they see me on YouTube. So TTFN. Bye, friends.